This is a fully set up hedgehog cage. I'll show you step by step on what's needed to set up your cage. You need to choose what kind of cage suits you and your hedgehog best. You can use a rabbit hutch, you can use a cage, or you can use a vivarium. I wouldn't use a glass container like a fish tank. I wouldn't use that, it's not got enough ventilation. This is an extra large rabbit indoor hutch, and it's 120 centimetres long. This is an absolutely perfect length. Although it's a 120 centimetre cage, the actual base and floor space is only 110 centimetres by 50 centimetres. Choosing your hutch or your cage, I wouldn't go for anything smaller than 100 centimetres in length or 50 centimetres wide. That's just going to be an ideal size for your hedgehog to move around and for it to fit all the equipment in that you need. Some people don't like to have bars on their cage, and this is because hedgehogs are quite good climbers and they like to climb up the bars. My hedgehog doesn't climb up these bars at all. It's got quite a big base on it, and with the equipment I have in the cage, it tends not to climb up the bars. But if you were worried about the bars, a lot of people go for a zoo zone cage. This is similar to a zoo zone 1. You can also get a larger cage than this, which is a zoo zone 2. I feel this is certainly far too small for a hedgehog. The zoo zone 2 I feel is slightly small also, even though it's 100 centimetres, the actual base floor size is only about 90. This is small height wise also, because you can't even fit a wheel in here, so it's not really ideal. I think that this one here, which is a 120 centimetre indoor rabbit cage, is the perfect one for your hedgehog. I'll show you how to set it up. Once you've decided on which cage you're going to use, you'll need to think about what you're going to line the base with. There's a few things you can line it with, but don't use sawdust, and I wouldn't use wood shavings either. They can inhale the dust into their lungs and it's not really very good for them. I would use this, which is paper wool, or some people call it Carefresh, and you could line the bottom of your cage with this. You can also use cat litter wood pellets. These are fairly safe and dust free for your hedgehog. You could line your cage with these. I think either of these are quite expensive for lining your cage with, and I think the cheaper option is to line it with a fleece liner. This has got cotton on the back and is fleece on the front, and I actually make these to order to the size of your cage. So if you would like one of these, if you go to my webpage happyhoglet.weebly.com, you'll be able to find out prices and colours from there. So if you put this in the bottom, it actually keeps the cage nice and warm. It's nice and soft for on your hedgehog's feet, so that's actually ideal for lining it. It's a cheaper option. You can just take it out and wash it, so you're not continually having to buy stuff. It's softer for them, and it's much more cost effective. If you're going to line your cage with a cage liner, you'll need somewhere for your hedgehog to go to the toilet. I'm using this sweetie tub here, plastic sweetie tub, which I've actually cut a side out of. You can use a rabbit litter tray, which you can get from the pet shop, and they go in the corner of your cage and clip onto your cage, but this is just as effective. Inside here I've put these wood pellets, they're dust free. Filled it up here, and my hedgehogs are all litter trained, and they'll actually all come to this box to do the toilet. The hedgehog's going to need somewhere nice and cosy to sleep, so these snuggle sacks or pouches are ideal. They've got fleece inside and the cotton on the outside, which matches their bed, so it looks nice as well. They've not got any seams inside there, so they're not going to be uncomfortable. It's actually quite nice and warm for them. So I would definitely use one of these for your hedgehog sleeping in. In the summertime it's fine for them just to sleep in this, but in the winter time they will need something warmer than this bag. So I use this, which is actually called a Snuggle Safe microwave heat pad. You heat it up in the microwave for about 6 minutes, and that does them for around 10 hours of heat during the night. So what I would do is put that underneath the bed and have them so they can still go into their bed, and that would keep them warm. But on very cold nights I would add a blanket around this and a little blanket inside their bed, and that will keep them warm during the winter. The hedgehog will need some toys in its cage so it doesn't get bored. They quite like to climb, so I recommend having a log in your cage. This is one that you can get from the pet shop, and you can climb over here or go underneath. Also they like to hide in tunnels. This is a cardboard tunnel you can also buy from the pet shop. They love to run through this and play in here. Also I recommend you have a wheel. Every hedgehog should have a wheel. You'll find that in the wild they run about 3 or 4 miles every night, so a hedgehog will use this wheel every day. This is a 12-inch silent spinner wheel, and it's quite a good quality one because it's got quite a big depth here for when your hedgehog's a little bit bigger, and it's also got a clip. You can clip it onto the back of your cage or keep it on the stand. So that's a necessity. A few toys. Got a little mouse here for it to play with, and usually they will put that in their mouth and run around in the cage with it. And there's a ball which they'll push around with their nose. For a treat, maybe once a week, you could have this, which is it's fine sand, like chinchilla sand, and if you put that into your cage or have it out for your hedgehog to go in and have a sand bath, they'll absolutely love it, and they'll throw this sand all over their back. Also you should have some food dishes in your cage. I've got these wee little ramekin bowls which are ideal size for their mealworms, for their food and for their water. I don't have a water bottle because I find that sometimes the water bottles are quite high and they can't reach them, so I like the water to be out of a bowl. So they go in here as well. In my opinion, this is an ideal size of cage for your hedgehog. It's got all the basic starter equipment in here that you require, and you can maybe add some additional toys like parrot toys, guinea pig toys. They also like bells. This is Kenley here, and this is her cage, and she absolutely loves it. Remember and take your hedgehog out every day to let them have a run around. And if you'd like to buy one of the cage liners or one of the bed pouches or the liner set, if you'd like to go to my website, which is www.happyhoglet.weebly.com, you'll be able to see a choice of colours there and purchase one from there. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you have fun with your new hoglet.